All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's ALTKnits here, and this is Anetta.
Hi.
I'm Lindsay. This is Tasha. So
Hey.
we're back to knit with you guys again for our Pollen Season and Whips episode because, whoa, what happened? I went outside after work the other day, and my car was yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Pollen. And Tasha's been a little scratchy-throated today.
Yeah.
My kid's scratchy-throated. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, the whole house is ransacked with illness right now.
that snotty, sore throaty, just headache, pollen nonsense. So
Yeah, we got that rain yesterday. I was kind of hoping it would drive the pollen down or wash it out or whatever.
it's like
but
it just stirred it up.
I think so. It
was also super windy.
gave it
Yes,
glue.
it was.
Yeah.
Just glued it down on every surface on the planet.
Yes.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Fun.
'Tis the season.
Indeed.
Yes, it is. All our trees are like losing their blooms.
Well, in the case
And
of my
turning
tree,
over to leaves, or
The what?
they're turning over to leaves?
No, they're just falling on the ground because of the
Oh.
wind.
Oh.
They're just.
I want my tree to lose its blooms. I don't want
My
it.
yard has a nice white carpet on it right now.
Lovely. I have, actually tomorrow, I have a whole day of yard work ahead of me. I'm doing, we had a couple plants that died when we had a real hard freeze. Was it early April when we had that real, like the last time it dropped below freezing?
Mm-hmm.
It killed our butterfly bush. It killed all these, I don't even know what they were. The property was fully landscaped when we bought it, but they had these flowering bushes in the back that are dead. The bamboo looks severely damaged, so pretty much the only thing that made it was the lilac, although it's laying down.
Oh.
I'm going to stake it up and try to save it, but it's going to be a lot of yard work. I got a chainsaw, I got a yard cart.
You are set.
I am so ready. But yeah,
don't plan anything till after Derby.
No, I'm not going to plan. That's why I'm doing it this way.
That's the rules.
Yeah, I'm going to...
The unspoken rule.
Clear the beds out and just get everything ready. I've got like my seed packets and whatnot. And,
Nice.
yeah.
That Derby rule's a true statement.
It is a true statement.
I planted one year like the Friday before Derby.
Mm-hmm.
And we had bad storms and a tornado go through, and all the plants were destroyed and hail everywhere, and my neighbors blamed it on me.
Because she planted before
Because
Derby.
I planted the day before Derby.
First Saturday in May. That's the rule.
Yeah, so if you're not in Kentucky, that's Mother's Day weekend for the rest of you.
I don't think it is this week.
I'm pretty sure Mother's Day's... Is it not? It is almost always. Because
No.
Mother's Day's the first Sunday and Derby's first Saturday.
Because Nationals is the weekend after Derby, and that Sunday's Mother's Day. Because I was like, oh, watch us have a flight time on Sunday, and I was going to be like, well, I guess I'm spending the day at Convention Center.
Gotcha.
Yay. But no, we're good. We can still do Mother's Day knitting things.
Fabulous.
Hallelujah, because that's my favorite thing to do on Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Knitted.
But anyway, so we did want to say thank you to everyone. We had just, I can't even say how excited we were to see our numbers of subscribers hop up and the number of views on our videos. So thank you all for coming by and hitting subscribe and liking our videos and commenting. And we just, thank you. I don't... Overwhelmed, yes. I don't know what else to say. But if you just happened upon us and this is your first time seeing us, thanks for stopping by and visiting with us. We like to sit and knit, and we like to knit together, so we thought we'd knit with a few more people. You all. So
welcome to Knit Night.
Right? Or knit afternoon, or whatever time of the day you're watching this. Just,
Grab your coffee, your tea, your cold beverage.
or hot, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watched our little short video with Tasha's dye company, her debut, you knew Anetta was gone. So Anetta was out gallivanting the world. So you want to let everybody else in on your fun travels?
I took a cruise on the Mediterranean. So we did Spain, Italy, Greece, Croatia, Montenegro. It was pretty lovely. We had all the weather. We had sunny and hot to rain and hail and snow.
Oh my.
But it was a perfect 2 weeks of seeing all kinds of things. My favorite place to see was Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the best. That was the best. And then probably Montenegro, because it was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you have some photos, right, Netta, that we're going to share at the end.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You did some, I think we got some live action knitting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I knit at the base of Mount Etna at a wine place. I knit on board ship. I knit on the buses going to and from places. I knit everywhere.
Were you knitting what you're working on right now
I
the
am.
whole time? So every time you wear it, you'll kind of have those memories too
Yeah.
of like where you were when you knit it. That's really awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. And my friend Lori, who was with me, she was knitting on a Musselburgh hat.
How'd that
and
turn out?
She's still knitting on it.
Would she be
But-
willing to share a picture?
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
yeah. She'll share a picture. I'll try to get one tomorrow.
I'd love
Yeah.
to see it.
Tell her to bring it to church.
Yeah, I'll tell her to bring
Yeah.
it to church and take a picture. Yeah, so,
So
it
where
was
y'all going next? Since you always have another one lined up. Or
I know.
typically.
Well, my next trip is with you guys.
Well, yeah, but like your
But-
big trips.
Not till next year.
Okay.
We're not going to go anywhere the rest of this year. But I think next year we're going to go to Alaska.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Alaska next year.
nice,
No,
nice.
this year new driveway.
Oh,
new
yeah,
hot
yeah, yeah.
tub.
They have other things.
Yeah, lots of other expenses.
Understand.
So yeah, we're done with the big travels. I mean, I will be gone to the lake a lot, but you know that's
We'll be
nothing.
sitting here sweating.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
I mean, there's something wrong with sweating.
Yeah,
There's
100%,
nothing wrong
100%.
with not going anywhere.
I'll be sitting there sweating.
I'm such a
That's
homebody. Like, I'm good with it. I mean, I like vacation, but my favorite part about vacation's
It's
coming
coming
home.
Yep. Yep. After about 20 hours in the air and in airports, I was very grateful to be home.
Oh, yeah. That's
In your
plenty.
own bed, making your own pot of coffee.
Yep. You know, that was the first thing that I did was plug my coffee pot up.
Heck
Nice.
yes. Heck yes. Those are good priorities.
Yeah.
Well, I know you've been busy. Have you got any FOs for us today?
The only FO I have is my Musselburgh hat that I was working on last time, and this saw action every single day
Oh, it's so
on
pretty.
our trip.
I love that blue.
So I was really hoping I could get away without the top being the peach, but it wasn't going to work. I used 99 grams
Wow.
of the 100 grams.
Hey,
So,
You got
yeah.
Amazing.
you got all you could out of it.
The day we were in Pompeii, it poured rain and hailed and thunder and lightning. So this was on my head all day long. And then usually every morning or every evening we would be up on deck and I would have to have this on or because of the wind.
Yeah.
But it was perfect. It was the perfect hat. And it matched my rain jacket to a T.
Even better.
I know. I did not realize it was going to match, but it did because it's that color. So, yeah. So that's the only FO I have. And it was perfect.
Well, then I'm going to be talking to you for a second. Because I have several. So, first I have the Garter Marler finished. I've worn it. I wore it to church one really cold morning. And it's a little big. But I'm kind of not mad about that. And then I've worn it in the morning. You know, like when you get up in the morning and the house is chilly. A little cozy sweater. Which is exactly what I wanted it for. So, it has served its purpose. And I really like it. When I knit it again, because I think I'm gonna knit that again at some point. I don't know what colors. We won't go there yet. I'm not prepared to go there yet.
When the right kit comes along.
When somebody tells me, "Hey, put these together. You should knit this. It'd be great." I'm like, yes. I will probably knit the correct size this time, not the 4-5 that I did the last time on accident and just went with it. But yes, I really enjoyed that knit. It was fun, and
It's so
I like the
pretty.
way it turned out. Like, I just...
It's
It is
comfy
really
and
pretty.
cozy and
You can wrap it
that
where
house
I knit
sweater,
it.
yeah.
Yes, so where it was knit a little bit big, I can wrap it and kind of snuggle up in it. It's really,
This
I really
is
like it.
so soft.
It's that Malabrigo Arroyo.
Oh wow, that is like the softest yarn.
Now,
And it,
you shared with us, but I wanted you to share with our viewers when you blocked it. Because you'd done a swatch. And
I did. It grew. Like, it felt like it grew, but I kind of knew it would. Like,
Yeah.
with the weight. So it is kind of heavy. And I was like, oh my. But once I actually looked at it and measured it after I got it flattened out, I was like, oh, well, I guess that's what it looks like.
Did you kind of, so like, especially if you're a newer knitter, superwash always grows. And the heavier the garment is, it's going to pull it down. Add on to that garter has a lot of vertical room to grow. And so you may do a swatch, and this is somewhere where swatches will lie. Lindsay is a religious swatcher.
I micro swatch.
kidding.
Let's be honest.
But when you do the tiny swatch, it does not behave the way the whole garment does. So,
I did swatch and soak and try to block it, but
yeah.
again,
When you...
that's a lot of weight on there.
Sure is.
So it's like, whoo. And it's heavy. Like, that's a warm sweater.
Did you like steam it or like
I threw that thing in
or
the water.
semi-soak it or anything before you cast off to check the fit, or you were just kind of
No. No, we just went with it.
Kentucky windage? It'll fit.
It'll go, it'll fit.
I think as long as I know I'm gonna get it on, too big is whatever. Like
Well,
tiny would be
at
the
that point,
problem
I'm
for
like,
me.
here we are. We're
Yeah.
here. If it's too big for me, I will find someone that will fit.
Well, I mean,
It's
you
because-
wanted it to be a cozy
Right.
wraparound sweater anyway, so it could be big.
It's because we've been bashing
And-
crop sweaters
Okay,
so
Pam.
hard.
Well, it's supposed to be a cozy sweater anyway, so I knit it a larger size.
And last time we were talking
Well,
about
on
how
accident.
much we hated, in fact, in 2 episodes, in 1 and 1.5, we were like, crops are not for us.
Right.
You have covered your booty with that cardigan.
It literally covers my tail, so we're good with that. But yeah, it was super fun knit. So
It's cute. It's super cute.
when I knit it again, I will knit a size closer to my actual size and not mix the two. Because I really like the way it fits, like in my shoulders. Because that's the size that I had intended to knit. But like I said in the previous one, I didn't read the directions properly. It was 100% my error in reading, which happens from time to time.
Did you do a 4 or a 5 on the sleeves? Which size did you go with for that? Do you remember?
Well, on that one time I messed up too.
4-ish, 5-ish?
No, like 4-ish, 3-ish. Like
You went down?
I did the decreases and then I decided, I'm having so much fun, I'm going to decrease an extra row. I did it on one, so I did it on the other. You know what they say? Crap happens.
So it's a 3-ish to 5-ish
You
sweater.
know what? It's just a mess.
It's a medium.
It's a medium
It's a la medium.
or
A
large.
smedley. It's a smedley.
It's a large. All right. Well, we'll move off of that one because I totally could
That's-
not read the pattern on that one. This project,
The
I did read the
beauty
pattern
is-
properly.
Nobody knows but us and our 3,000 friends. Like,
Oh well. It happens. I can't be the only one who's
No,
done that.
no,
well,
no,
people were
absolutely
probably
not.
better, smarter knitters than me and ripped it back and fixed it. I did not.
No, that-
I boldly went.
fate. Fate wanted the sweater to fit that way. You have to allow it.
I boldly went. All right, so I did not look back. Here is my April hat. We're going to move on from my mistakes into
I
what
love
I
that hat.
completed. So it is a cute little tam. I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to wear a tam. I don't know if you wear it this way or back further or whatever, but I'm probably going to mess up my hair terribly.
I think it's cute.
But it is Kelborn Woolens, Germantown, in the color salmon. So that is my
That's really
April
cute.
hat. I think my sister-in-law has laid claim to it.
Can we
already.
talk about how perfect your pom-pom is?
Thanks. I have a little pom-pom maker. Little round one, that little clover one.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it a little haircut. I think it needs a little haircut right here, but
Be careful though, because it's like
I know I just had to like put it down. I'm like, perfection is not the name of my game.
it's
So
like tweezing your eyebrows in the 90s. Like you
That's
have to
gonna
know
be
when
right.
to put them down.
That is going to be perfect on Chanel.
I know it'll look beautiful on her.
Yeah.
Everything does. So
That is
But yes.
definitely a Chanel hat.
the little stitches in here were a little fiddly. You had to use a crochet hook, and like it was a whole new stitch to me, which I am learning a lot doing this year of hats. And it slowed me down some, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like to, but, so that's the April hat, and then I knit a Sophie scarf. I knit the little one, so my intention was to knit this and make it like a hairband. My head's just too small and my hair's too fine, and it looked ridiculous. But I did wear it with a dress about this color for Easter. With a jean jacket, and it looked really cute.
Cute.
But this is knit out of Feederbrook Farms in their DK. That's Luminous Flux is the name of it. I was very pleased. It did this cute little gradient thing all the way down, and I was like, oh, I still have like half a skein of this left, so I might put it in a hat or something. But I was like, oh, it's so cute.
I love that.
I took about a day to knit. Easy peasy. If you need just a palette cleanser. Maybe a day and a half, I don't know. Alright, so the next one I have knit 3 of. If you watched our half episode, this is the Clincher shawl. This was knit out of the Hack Yarn Co.
Podcast colorway.
Yeah, ALTKnits podcast colorway, like a sock set. And I have 2 more. Well, I almost fell out of the chair.
We would have saved you.
I just would have gone to the table. It's all good. All right,
Just would
so
have taken a header into the microphone.
Either that or we would have left hysterically. One of the two.
I
A
probably would have been
blooper
laughing
reel.
hysterically, so I would have been joining
And
you.
the whole second half of the podcast just...
A big red line across my forehead, be like, I don't know what to say. All right, so this one was made out of Hack Yarn Co. All Apologies. And the edging is out of Tealicious by Emma's Yarn. It was a little mini. I had plenty of yarn left. Here, hold that.
I show.
Please and thank you. And then this one, also made out of Hack Yarn Co. This is colorway Bourbon.
I love that one.
And the yarn is a little bit heavier, a little bit beefier than this one. It's a different sock weight. And I thought I had enough, but I did not. So... oops.
I like the extra blue though.
So I
Truly.
just added the extra blue to where it was supposed to go.
I really
I'm not
like
sure what
that.
this blue is, but it was in my stash, and I thought
Is
it was
it
kind
Queen
of pretty.
City?
I don't think so. It's not the.
Oh, it's
Seal
not. No, it
House
doesn't
Sear.
feel like
You
Queen
take that
City.
one.
Feel how soft this one is.
And there you go. You guys get to keep those.
You are kidding me.
There you go. You
Look
have
at
pictures.
this. In the perfect color for me. Bourbon.
You'd have thought I planned it or something.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Upgrade.
Thank you.
Oh, just a side grade.
So no.
It's a lateral.
No. It's
Oh
not
my
good.
gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. Now you don't have to worry. Oh, it's backwards.
Oh, it's backwards.
I don't weave things in beautifully, so that's how I know.
either.
Let me be clear.
One thing I desperately want to take at a workshop or whatever is a finishing class, because you spend all that time on the garment and then I'm so eager
totally
to be
use
done
it.
with it. I'm like, boop, 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 and
Yeah.
away we go. Like, I'll just snip a weave and Steven end.
Yeah, I'm not very good.
Yeah. Which, I mean, allegedly you can, but
You know, that's
I
one of
just-
my
I
favorite
need-
things to do is the finish.
I'm just gonna start sending
I
it to Annetta.
know.
Here you go.
I'll do it.
Here you
I
go.
want to. She spent all that time and effort in the garment. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Love it.
Happy knitting day.
Thank you.
And I finished another one of those little snug bugs.
And now we're all wearing the clinch.
I know, we all look fancy. Look like a gang of clinchers.
I love it.
So I finished another little snug bug for another little baby. And this one was knit out of Plymouth Encore Tweed.
I love
Yes.
tweed
Out
and
of-
wee.
I know. Out of navy. And it turned out so cute for a little boy that's coming, I believe in August. So I love the little tweedy bits. They're just so cute. I love it. that, this is a great little sweater. Again, I know we talked about it last time.
Mm-hmm.
Super fast. It's on worsted. Knits up quick. It's a free pattern on Ravelry.
You made the long sleeves again. Too,
Yes, I did the long sleeves again. Baby's arms get cold. I always feel. I could be wrong.
I think
Maybe
they tell you.
I just look in their eyes. I don't know. I like to think so. I don't know.
Save me, Lindsay. I'm cold.
I'm cold. I'm coming with my knits.
Cold. It's kind of like the put on a coat. Your mother is cold.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then I yesterday finished Dad's second pair of socks. Only one of them has been blocked, and I'm not sure which one this one has been blocked. It's a little bit softer than the other. I finished them yesterday, so Dad's socks for his fishing trip to Canada in June are done. So.
I love them.
Me too.
Yay! And this was out of the Simply Sock Yarn sock. Striping sock.
Yeah, it was one of their sock clubs.
Yeah, from Annetta.
I love how the feet...
They do not match at all.
Well, the feet almost match, but the legs don't. I mean,
I had that
we know
part,
why.
Yeah, it was a little part that I'd cut. That was not good.
But if they match, she'd be sad.
I don't like my socks to match. I know it's a hot button issue.
Well, it's polarizing amongst
There
knitters.
you go. It's a hot button issue.
But they are very nice.
I like a fraternal set of socks. I don't.
Me too.
And may I just say, God bless you for doing black yarn for the ribbing and the toe. I hope your dad knows and appreciates what that truly means.
Did I tell you about the first sock issue? Like why it took me so long to cast on the second one? Because I was knitting
Is it because
the
of
toe.
black yarn?
Yes, because I was knitting the toe, and like 3 times I looked and I dropped a stitch, and I had to go fish it out and find it. And I was like, I can't even see it. Granted, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting on the couch drinking my coffee. Probably not the best time to be knitting with black yarn in a fairly dark room. I just had my little lamp on, and I was like, oh my jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just.
Do these socks even need toes?
Right. Maybe I just need
yoga socks.
I think I could have gotten away with the actual yarn. I had enough, but if I did the cuffs, I thought the toes needed to be.
Yeah,
I really like it.
But I thought they turned out really cute.
And to a person who likes it when they match, that's a good happy middle ground.
Like a bookend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Nice.
is all my FOs for now.
They're nice. I like them.
So.
Ooh, oh, my turn. Okay. So my whip, this is the Follow Your Path sock by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady.
It's so cute.
It is. It's actually really addictive. This pattern does involve cabling without a cable needle, but she doesn't even call it that, so you don't necessarily realize that's what you're doing. It's the first time I've knit a Crazy Sock Lady actual pattern. I've done her vanilla sock directions on YouTube and things like that, but the pattern is super well written. She does include a video of how she does the stitch. Very easy to memorize and just, yeah, super fun to keep coming back to. I'm knitting it in Hack Yarn Co. In About a Girl, which I dropped a stitch.
No!
That's okay.
Catch him, catch him.
1 second.
Stand by.
I'm just gonna catch it with my little stitch marker, and oh man, it's far down. That's gonna be a tough rescue. It's like halfway down the foot.
Got a crochet hook upstairs.
Yeah.
I have to grab it.
We'll fix it later
It's
with
on
a...
the stockinette part too, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It
that
is
won't be
a
too bad.
fixable error. I dropped a stitch, I found it, I caught it with a stitch marker, and later on I'll just fix it. But I'm gonna quit adding rows on because I'm on the toe.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So, that's the whip. I think that's probably really all there is to say about that. We talked about the yarn a ton on our episode 1.5, so if you wanted to know more about that or see it up close, you can go back and watch that episode. That's been a really popular colorway, actually. That's the first one that I have to go back and re-dye. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
It is. I love it. I love the micro speckles.
Yes.
My finished object is has actually been finished for a while, but I'm a slow knitter and it's new to you, so neener. This is kind of a find your fade shawl. It is a find your fade shawl.
Kind of like how you said kinda.
But Tashada struck again, so if you look at it, you might notice it's not really like the other Find Your Fade shells because I did the lace way too often. The garter rows are supposed to be twice as thick, but that's okay. I actually really like that about it. But yeah, I misread the garter instruction.
Whoops. No, but you know, that's really pretty though.
It worked out.
I mean, to choose your adventure.
I
like the color.
Mathematically, it worked out. The color is from Suburban Stitcher. This was her 2020.
Those are beautiful.
Was it her 2020 or her 2021 Advent? I'll double check and get it right for the notes. But it was her fade. This year she's doing an all pink fade, which totally speaks to me.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I love it. I think she's truly mastered it. Suburban Stitcher also does a fade club. So she puts out mood boards quarterly, and each month you can get a full-size skein in different bases. And as you stay with the club, the fade continues. It's an endless fade. So you could really... if that's your jam. I mean, you can use them individually, of course, but you could do, there's so many fading garments, I'm not going to list them all, but
whatever floats your boat.
If you like to fade, you could really have a party there. I think that's clever and well thought out. So that is my finished object, is the Find Your Fade-ish.
So I'm going to talk to you about my whips. This is my Anchor Tee by ALTKnits.
So pretty.
It is knit out of Pearl Soho linen quill in the color turmeric, which I must have a thing for these days, right? Yeah, I love it. I cast it on right before I left. So the majority of this was all done on board. I split for my sleeves.
So pretty.
While we were there. And then the other one I brought with me, this is a kind of a long-term, it's been a long-term project. Okay, here's my bag.
I was going to say, you can't hide that bag.
Very cool. This bag is from Knitting Bag and Case.
Okay.
From Etsy. And it's a European bag maker. Because when I was in Scotland, I could never find anything I really wanted. And I found it when I got back. So,
because you were searching specifically for a Highland Coup thing.
I was, and I couldn't find anything other than a toy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and I didn't want to, buy a painting and try to get it back. So, anyways.
You do find very interesting souvenirs.
You do? I saw some interesting things when I was in Europe this time. So anyway, this is a crochet project. I'm a fairly new crocheter, so it's a little loosey-goosey, but it is going to be a Afghan for my granddaughter, my third granddaughter. Oh, there's dog hair everywhere, and there is a beautiful stitch marker made by Tasha, still attached. But this is just a big granny square, 4 colors of yarn. I'm making them all different, and then I will seam them together somehow, because I don't know how yet.
That's a problem for another day.
I know, it's a kind of a learn as I go thing. So...
Your edging is so beautiful. I don't think you're going to have any trouble picking up the stitches and stitching them together.
They do all match. They're all the same size. Yeah. I'm shocked.
Yay!
They're not blocked yet. But
you could mattress stitch them.
I have, I'm on the 6th of 12. And then it should be big enough. They're about 18 inches square, I think.
What's the pattern in the yarn?
It's just a granny square.
Okay.
And the yarn is Cascade Cantat. Which is 70% cotton and 30% superwash merino. And it is so easy on the hands. Just take a gander at how soft that is.
Ooh. That's really nice. I like
that
the way
for
the
a
cotton
garment. I
didn't
do.
take the
Yeah, the cotton didn't take the dye
so
as
it kind of
tightly,
gives it
so
like
it's
a
marled or
Yeah.
heathered
heathered look.
or something. So I'm using a J hook, which is a pretty big hook. My friend Debbie, who is priceless on Instagram with a 1 instead of an I.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, she taught me how to do this the last time we were all together. And so I've been doing it ever since.
So
Just
cute.
a little bit at a time. She is still only 2, my granddaughter, so she is not yet able to ask me when it's going to be finished.
Yay!
Or she doesn't think about asking me when
No.
it's going to be finished. But I'm hoping to have it finished by summer. Because I now have another grandbaby too.
You need to be getting on that other one.
Yes. So anyway, but I love the yarn. I think it is super soft. I do have a bag, another bag of like 10 skeins of this that I think I'm going to make a turtle dove out of for me.
That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm. Would you say is it a worsted weight or an Aran?
I think it's an Aran weight. Yeah. But I absolutely love it.
Absolutely. That'd be a great garment knitting for like transitional season or
218 yards,
oh yeah,
100 grams. This 4 stitches or 18 stitches for 4 inches. I think an Aran weight. Yeah, but I love it.
It's how many yards? 200 flat?
218 yards for
it's
100 grams.
That's worsted.
Worsted.
I know that
Sewing.
because of the Cascade 220 thing when I was
Oh, yeah, that's true. 220. Yep,
Oh,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
So that is...
Should have named my sock 460s.
Buddy.
No questions.
Those are my
No,
whips.
for my own good. Like, no snark. I think they have the right idea.
Right?
Those are my whips.
All right. I am working on another sock. Just my normal, like I said, 64-inch sock.
Stitch.
Yeah, thank you. 64 stitch sock. Ooh. On size 1.5. It's a fish lips kiss heel, which I'm not even there yet, so it will have that. This is probably going to be gift knitting. It doesn't have a recipient in mind yet. I just know I need to get on it because I like to gift knit. So this is one. And the yarn is Show Me Yarn in something about a fairy tale. Hang on. It'll come to me. Unexpected fairy tale. That's it. So it's really cute.
We're not sure they're still dying, right?
I'm not sure. I got on their web. I checked it this morning, and there are a few things up in an Etsy shop, but just a few colorways. So I don't know if that's just not been updated or what. I'm not sure. So I got this probably in what would we say? Probably 2018.
Yeah.
At ZK. So I don't know. I'm just going through stash for gift yarn. So my other whip that I cast on yesterday is the...
Don't hold up. Don't skip the bag.
Oh, yeah, don't skip that bag.
Well, that was going to be only some. So I don't know if you all have heard if you hear a slight whining sound, that is my dog Hamilton, Beans, or Hammy. He is at the top of the stairs. We're in the basement. And he's afraid to come downstairs, but he sits at the top and whines. And we forgot to shut the door. So he won't come down, but he'll sit up there and talk to us. So, but he's a Frenchie. And I have been looking for a Frenchie bag because they're so cute. And so I found this one. This is by Fancy Boy Designs. He's actually local to us-ish. And I highly recommend going to his Etsy shop.
Amen.
Because he's got some cute stuff out there.
He's really great bags.
But it's a great size. It fits all my things in it. And I really like it. And I had been looking for a Frenchie bag. And I literally just typed in Frenchie bag. And he popped up. And I was like, yay! And I bought it immediately. Didn't even check to see anything else. Added to my cart by now. Did not hesitate at all. Because they were all little white Frenchies, and Hamilton is a white Frenchie. And so I had to have it.
So, funny story about how small the world is. The sewist behind Fancy Boy Designs is Elijah. And his husband and I used to work for the same grocery chain.
That is so crazy.
And then at one point I was in a very large marketplace managing that. And so it was large enough that there were actually 2 store managers. And so the girl that was the other store manager with me is very good friends with them as well. Like, goes over to their house and hangs out all the time. And I haven't met him yet, but I keep trying to plan this, like, accidental, we're in the same place at the same time with our knitting. But
His bags are phenomenal.
they are. I have a Baby Yoda one that I am just...
I think I have 2 or 3 of his bags. They're so reasonably priced.
2.
And they're well made.
Yeah. I have 2. I have a Christmas one and this one. And there's 2 on the website that I am pondering.
Yeah. So
I just haven't done it yet.
We love Fancy Boy Design.
Yeah. I love the size of the bag.
Yes. Yes.
Usually this is my monthly hat bag. But I like the bag so much that I was like, no, it's still a while till I have to change it out. And this will be done before then. So
Oh, yeah.
it'll be fine. All right. So that is my bag. So cute. It's my favorite. Oh, and there's a little stitch marker on it that has a bone. I don't know if you can see that, but...
Okay, and I just noticed that the tab that holds your ring is just a Frenchie.
I know that. Don't know if I actually ever noticed that, but I love this.
That's so cute.
I loves it. So I'm doing the Row by Row Sampler Cowl by Irene Designs on Ravelry. I cast it on yesterday. And I think, mostly done. Like, close to being done. I'm on the end part.
That is so
Isn't it
pretty.
I really like this little, I don't know if you can see that little design element right here, but...
The twist in the middle of the
Well,
rib, is that what
well, it's
you're
just
saying?
like the-
Oh, that, yes.
But it has been really fun. It doesn't have a recipient in mind. It's probably going to go in my gift knitting just because I think it would be something really easy to give as a gift. Something easy to wear.
Oh,
was-
like Eliza's piano teacher or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
That'd be
Because it's
perfect.
just something easy to wear.
Yeah.
It's a skein of DK weight.
Good universal pattern.
Right. And it's kind of fun because you're switching what you're doing you're not doing the same thing on every row. I think there's a couple rows where you do the same thing, like for the pattern, but...
I have that
And
pattern.
it's a hat, so
Yeah.
how sick of it could you ever, you know what I mean?
Right.
No, and you just keep going and going.
Yeah.
I need to knit a couple of those.
It's kind of fun, actually.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. It's
Seems
a
like it's
cute
a
knit.
lot of fun.
it's a cute knit and
practical.
it's practical. It's cute. It's fun.
Practical if you're a gift knitter. We are all gift knitters.
Yeah.
So.
I'm a huge fan of gift knitting. But this is out of Julie Aslin, Lizu DK, in the Biarritz, Biarritz. No
I
idea.
had no idea how to pronounce it either.
No idea. I got it.
French, is that correct? There's
Yes,
some-
it's French.
I don't know French. But we had done a little group stash swap where we went to Netta's house one evening and put together all sorts of yarn that we had in our stash that we were like, I'm not going to use this, or I don't love you anymore yarn, or...
Or I love you too much to let you sit there and waste away because
Right.
I'm not getting back to you.
Yeah.
And that was leftovers from a sweater.
Yeah, and or like if you had leftovers of skeins that you were like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So this was a leftover, and so I got it from the swap from Annetta. And I was like, I'm going to find a one skein project to do with that because it's very pretty. And I didn't want to make it into like house socks or anything. It's merino and silk, so I felt like it really needed to be like a neck
Yes.
garment of some sort.
Close to the face.
Yeah, and it's squishy, it's soft, but that is a really cute pattern if you need a quick little gift knit because, like I said, I started this yesterday afternoon.
I think the stitch definition's beautiful too, and it's such a
Yes.
textured hat that the way that it
It's a
catches
cowl.
I'm sorry, it's such
So
a textured cowl. The way it catches the light and the stitches will really,
Yeah,
you won't lose that detail.
I really like it. So that pattern is the pattern. It's the row by row sampler cowl. It's available on Ravelry by Irene Designs, and it was very affordable pattern. And I believe she is using the proceeds from the pattern to help with costs for the mini meetup. So
Yes.
I thought it was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, that's all for the pattern? Like, that's great. But it's cute. So I highly recommend it if you need some gift knits.
Is it a charted pattern? Is it written out?
It's just written out nicely, and you can check mark it. I like to check mark things. I'm a paper pattern person, and I like to just check mark it or make little tally marks, which is why I don't do very complicated things when I'm out and about, because I need to make my tick marks.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's how I roll. But I think that's really all I'm working on right now. My yarn that I wanted for my rocket tee that I had hoped to have casted on by now is
Lost.
in limbo. This is the second package that I've had in limbo. So I've already contacted the company and they are super awesome. They're working on getting a package shipped back out. One of the colors I needed is no longer in stock, so they're going to try to match, like, get one that's close to the color that's not in stock anymore and send it back out to us. Then I had a couple skeins of yarn in there for a sweater, and we don't know where it is, and there has been no movement on it since the 8th, so that's ridiculous. Yeah, it happens. It's not anybody's fault. It just is what it is. So it'll get here. Something will get here eventually. And
It's April 22nd for those of y'all. It's 14 days that it has just been stuck somewhere.
And usually you get packages from them in like 4
moments.
days.
Yeah, it's
quick.
nothing. They're fast. But that's okay. It's
Wow.
not anything they can control, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll cast
This
that
too
tee on.
shall pass.
Right. Eventually, I'll cast it on. It may not be in the colors that I initially anticipated, but
That'll be alright. It'll be alright.
we'll roll with it and be fine. We'll boldly go.
Yeah. We will.
Always.
You know, if it doesn't turn up by next weekend, then next weekend is local yarn store day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna do a bluegrass yarn crawl,
At least
if
that's the
you
plan.
will.
Road trip.
That's the tentative plan. So we could find replacements, Kate.
Absolutely. I mean, I can. But I really liked it.
I know. Yeah. No.
My plan was so well thought out. I actually picked 2 colors by
the
myself.
vision was so clear. That's how you should have known it wasn't gonna
I know. I didn't have heartburn over it. I did it by myself.
That's so funny.
And then it goes missing. I tried. I really tried. I had 2 sweaters worth in there, actually, that I picked out myself.
And they were good colors.
They were. But I'll never see them again.
No, they're probably gone.
Who knows? Something will show up.
I don't know. The thing is, they probably both packages will show up.
Well, she said just refuse the one. Or take out the colors that I want, refuse it, and send it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Will do. So yeah. Ha 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 ha. So anyway, yes, I can always look at local yarn store day, which is April 29th. So depending on when you're watching this, April 29th is local yarn store day. And Rebelle, one of our local actually our local yarn store,
Yeah.
is hosting some events, which will mean they usually have like little sales, and a lot of the stores do like pattern releases. Like designers will put patterns out that are LIS Day patterns, where if you make a purchase at the store, you get a free pattern or a code for a free pattern. And last year they were really cute.
Yeah, and they also dye their own yarn for that event.
Yes,
yeah,
there's usually some hand-dyed yarn there. Some other, I don't know about other places. I think we've only gone to Rebelle for this. So we're adventuring out. think we're going to hit Stitch Yarn Co. in Covington, Fiber and Friends in LaGrange, and you said that they did post that they were doing some fun stuff.
Yes, they have sales and kits.
Sweet. Ooh, a kit.
Yeah.
And then if we can, we'll try and hit Over the Next Row.
They are open a little bit later than the
Yeah.
others, so that might be our best.
We might just finish off with a little pop in to the Over the Next Row.
Yeah.
Oh, and that little restaurant.
Oh, that little Mexican restaurant we
Yes.
had?
Oh, yeah.
That Lemon and Soul.
Oh, yeah, we need to go there for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for
Was
it.
that where we went? And I got those tacos with the jalapeno
That was so
sauce
hot you couldn't
that
eat it. Yes.
straightened my hair. It
Yes.
was so hot.
It's like just pure
My
hellfire.
husband loved it.
That sauce would have made an Eskimo sweat. And they should warn people, you know, like fuego.
It was like an avocado, like a jalapeno ranch, so we thought Chewy's.
As soon as I put it in my mouth, I knew I'd effed up. And like,
This is a terrible decision.
Yes,
And
but
like
my
I
husband
already-
loved the leftovers.
I'm so glad. I am so glad. Because I didn't do the smart thing. It was a sauce I did.
Douse
The smart thing to do would be like to try it first and be like, do I like this? And I was like, it's avocado jalapeno ranch. I think I thought Chewy's. I think I
Yeah.
thought I knew what I was dealing with, and I outkicked my coverage. So, Netta's husband super enjoys spicy food.
Absolutely.
And I think he even found it a little warm on the palate.
He did. He said it was quite warm. He said it was very tasty. He goes, but it was quite warm.
It was flavorful.
He said, I got a little bit of a sweat going.
It lit my ass up.
Yeah.
But it was flavorful.
She's like, here, you want to try it?
But
I said,
I-
absolutely not.
No.
I say with sweat. Like,
Hey, this is gross. You want to try it?
do you want to try it?
As she slurps down half of her drink.
That is what friends do to each other, though.
know.
They're like, oh, this smells awful. Get
Smell
a whiff.
Does this stink? Because I think it does. Yeah.
Does this taste bad to you?
Does this taste weird?
Oh, it's like, here, sniff the milk.
Yeah.
You know,
Is
I'm
this
never
bad?
going to sniff a milk carton.
It always smells bad to me. If you ask me if it's
Exactly.
bad, the answer is
Your
yes.
brain
Yes.
has already clicked to
Yes,
that.
if
It's
you're
like,
asking
answer-
me, it needs to be dumped out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if it is $3.50 nowadays, which is
Ooh.
outrageous. Even then, if you're questioning,
Yeah.
Throw it
Yeah,
out.
milk is gone. Yeah.
So if you're going to be anywhere near us, back on track, maybe we'll try to keep some like updates going on like Instagram or something of
I
where
can
we're
post on
at.
Instagram where we are.
And we'll try to get some video and kind of see so maybe we can post some of our adventure.
we'll sure try.
We do forget.
We
We get so excited
You get-
by the yarn and then we're like, oh, we meant to record that. But we did not.
It's like moths to a flame. I
Like
mean,
the
you
last
mean
time.
to, but you're like,
It's
if
so
I
beautiful.
if I have my camera in my hand, I cannot have the yarn in my hand. I need a
have to get Jay to
GoPro.
go.
Yeah, you could go, or we could get little GoPros and just.
What is it? Do the little people that do that at Disney, do they have like a shoulder contraption that they hold their little
I
cameras
have-
on? Because they are smooth, unless they just walk that smooth, which I do
No,
not.
I think they have like filming sticks for that for people that just
Oh, see, and
I
would
can't
be-
see me
I would
doing
be,
it.
Look over here! You know,
Right.
I mean,
And I'd be
everybody
like-
be sicker than a dog, so I
Seasick.
can't do it,
Yeah, no. No,
Yeah.
please no.
But I will keep
will.
up to date on Instagram.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Maybe we'll see if we can get a videographer to come and maybe drive.
Jay.
So
Knitting husband. He's also making sure he's one of our tech guys, so he makes sure that we don't totally mess up something. or-
he's our Spielberg,
yeah, totes.
our Skeenberg.
We're just making up words now.
We are.
All
I
right.
want to get him a little director's chair. So speaking of local
Oh,
yarn
we have one
store,
upstairs. It's got like crazy print on it, but
of course it
it's
does.
a director's chair.
Speaking of local yarn store, I'll just segue into acquisitions from that.
Oh yeah, good call. You got any?
No.
Oh well.
No, because there was no yarn to be had.
Did you get a bottle opener?
No, I did not buy the bottle opener.
Uh huh.
that was a phallic symbol.
It was.
In Pompeii, is that where it was? Was it the
Yes.
same place that had the little...
The same
Yes.
The
symbol on the ground?
pavement sign?
Yeah, okay, so I guess we should tell the story. In Pompeii, there was no road signs. And there were no signs to tell you, but if you wanted to go to that house of ill repute, you had to
Ladies
know
of
where
the
it
night.
was.
Yes.
So there was a stone on the road that had a phallic symbol carved in it, and it pointed towards this house. And the tour guide said that was the most photographed spot in Pompeii ever.
Absolutely,
was that
it would be. Why wouldn't it be? Because it's wild.
So, but the funny thing
Forget
is
Mount Vesuvius.
that these women who worked at the House of Ill Repute were like slaves. They were like captured from other countries. And so they did not speak the language. So, it was like, how do you tell them what you want when you go in there? And on the walls, and they're still there to this day, are paintings of different acts. And so that people could point to the one they wanted.
Like when you go into a fast food restaurant, you're like, I want the number 7.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, just like that.
I'll have the spaghetti basket.
But I found that so fascinating. But everywhere we went after that,
We're peni.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
She sent us a picture that says, do you need a bottle opener?
First of all, it's a nightstick. The bottle opener in question was the size of my arm.
Oh, it had to have been about
With
that
a
long.
wee little
Yeah.
bottle opener, not at the business end. So
The funny part where there was these 3
I'm
little old
going,
ladies.
you know what? I'm going to include the picture at the end. And it'll be the last picture and the'll be a look
X-rated
away.
symbol.
Yeah, there'll be
Yeah.
a look away, but
The funniest part were these 3 little old ladies who were like, I have no idea what country they were from because they were speaking in a language I did not understand, over there holding them and just giggling. And
ladies' day out.
and we were all just cracking up laughing. Just
I hope they bought one, and I hope it set
I think
off
they
the
bought
metal
2. No, I
detector
don't
at the TSA and got
Oh,
their
gosh.
suitcase open. That's what I hope.
I think it would have set off
It would have
the
to.
TSA metal detector.
It
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
to. And
I
you were armed and dangerous and oh so thirsty.
took a picture of the
yeah.
rock. That was it. And
And
the
the
bottle
bottle
opener.
openers.
Yes. Yes.
We were like, what? What do we have a bottle opener for?
The ladies
And then
were
we opened
shook.
it up, and we were like,
Is that a skein winder? What have you
We're
got?
like,
Is that a nitty naughty? What have
why
you
did
got
she
there?
send
Ness?
us a picture of... No, we don't want that bottle opener, thanks.
I mean, the
So
bottle
funny.
opener is so small that I thought well, the bottle opener's not. The actual physical opener is so small that I really had to look
it
longer than
functional?
I wanted to realize what it was.
Yeah.
Sure. That's
I was like,
what
they
you're saying
pegged
now.
these?
We were sitting right next to each other, and we were like, what the hell? Where is she?
Oh, it's
What
a
is
Pompeii.
she showing us? Where did they end up?
It was so funny. It was just so funny.
Did she take a wrong
Especially
turn?
because you're on a historic
Exactly.
trip.
Yeah.
You kind of think it would be yeah.
The furthest thing from your mind.
Well, surprise.
It was
Ta-da.
pretty
I
funny.
got some things. Not those things.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So
Back to the knitting.
Right, back to the knitting. So I did do a little bit of shopping. Not a terrible amount. But I did get this book. Only Yoking. I know, I love the title
name.
of it. So I was watching Ruth Loves to Knit podcast, which she's super adorable. Totally recommend her. But she held it up and I was like, oh, gotta go see that. So I popped on, found it, and it went in my cart and came to my house. It is all these, some are color work, obviously, and then they have some that are cabled. The yolks are cabled. Yes.
There isn't a pattern in there that's not beautiful.
No, everything in here is beautiful. They have it like separated out by weights, which I think is excellent. But you could, I mean, I don't mess with patterns very well. My brain doesn't math it out for me, and obviously I can't even read a pattern properly when it comes to sweaters. But I need to have Eliza go through here and pick out some sweaters, because there are some cute ones. They're just adorable. Like, look at how pretty that is. So pretty.
I love that.
Just gorgeous. You need to look. Mm-hmm. And then I got 2 skeins from Hack Yarn Co. Polly and Sunbeam. Polly, Sunbeam. These are probably going to be clinchers as Christmas gifts. So one will be this color with this border, and one will be this color with this border. Because I should have plenty to do that with these. So that's that. And then I got my monthly box. This is my March box from Artistic Yarn by Abby. And it's self-striping.
That is the cutest.
This is how it comes, but I've already destroyed the box by opening it.
Was it in another, like a brown box?
It had a big, like a shipping box.
Yeah.
And so it comes like this. Oh. And the yarn, it's March. It's the end of April now, so this was March yarn, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything for anybody. So here is the yarn. It's called Cupcake Stripe, and she always does a little picture.
It's so pretty.
There we go. A little picture of what the yarn should look like. And a little cute little stitch marker. That's a cupcake. So her yarn is, just super adorable. And it always has like little specks that match something. Like I have done the rainbow trout. I knit Jason rainbow trout socks. And it has like the little speckles. You know how trout have the speckles? Mm-hmm. So it has like blips in the yarn where it makes the speckles, and the Wonder Woman yarn has little white blips so that it makes the stars. And then I think she had a watermelon one at once that made little watermelon seeds.
I have the watermelon and the apple seed one with the little, they're like little brown flecks for seeds.
So cute. So this should have like little sprinkles and little bits on it, which will be adorable.
That is so
And it came with a little cupcake tin. And in the cupcake tin, there we go, is the mini.
The cherry on top.
The cherry on top. So I thought that was adorable. I'm going to put stitch markers in here just because I like the tin. I think it's cute.
It's a great red.
It's awesome. Annetta had gotten the Christmas cookie stripe one for Christmas for me one year. And it came with a little cookie cutter and a recipe and the yarn and a little mini, and I think I got a pair of socks out of it, and you got a pair of socks out of it.
And I got a pair of socks out of it.
And it had like little dots around it that was like a sprinkle. You know how like sprinkles, you put little sprinkles on your cookies. It was
little sugar cookies.
So cute. So I should be getting my April one soon.
So this is a monthly club? Does it go all year long, or is it quarterly?
It's just as long as you
by the month?
Do it.
Okay.
She has recently made some changes to her website, so I highly suggest going to her website but everything is pre-order right now. She's had some pretty crazy life things going on, and so things are a little bit busier, and it happens to everyone. Well, hopefully not, but she's busy. Mm-hmm. So she's doing pre-order only right now, and it should take, she says, about 2 weeks to get it dyed for you, which is...
That's reasonable.
And her yarn's adorable. Anything that she puts up that looks like it, like she has a monarch one, it's gorgeous. Let's see, what else? You have Birdie Bots.
I have the Birdie Bots every flavored bean one. There's the hamburger one, the cheeseburger one.
It's just the stripes. And some of them are available with a sparkle base, and she's got like rainbow ones and just bright ones, and then like...
She's a lot of like candy and things like that, like the bit of honey and the Nika
wafers
and
dots.
The dots candy.
So yes, if you need to be inspired to look for self-striping sock yarn, I would like to
highly recommend that.
Send you that direction. It's Artistic Yarn by Abby, ABI. But highly recommend checking her out. Like I said, she's got some stuff going on, so it's pre-order. She did say in her email that if she had it in stock, because she might have some in stock, that you'll get it sooner, but for the most part, there'll be a 2-week wait on it, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, I always have whips. It's not like I'm like, I can't knit anything till the yarn gets
Right?
here.
I got yarn to spare. And typically I get it because I like it, not because I have a plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially self-striping. I know I'm going to knit with it. So unless it's like specific, like I specifically ordered the rainbow trout for Jay and it wasn't in stock, and that was when she was doing the in stock. And so I just had a reminder, like email me when it's in stock. It came in stock, bought it, and got it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's about the only time I ever really knit self-striping socks that way. Otherwise, I just have them and be like, oh, that'll work for this person. This will work for that person. So,
That's super cute.
but that's all I have, I think. Yep.
Good deal. Mine is knitting, but not knitting. I got totally influenced by Knitting Addie. She shared this on her Instagram, and it may possibly, she has a video out about knitting and reading, which is funny because on our first episode we were talking about how I had finally mastered knitting and reading, and mostly, well, exclusively up till this point, I had done that on my iPad. So I'll knit a plain hat or something in stockinette in the round and can read at the same time, but was restricted to what was available there. Knitting Addie did a reading episode, and in her Instagram she shared these, which are called book bones. So they're made in the USA. I actually got it really quick, within a week of ordering it. But it's a weight that you can set on your book. So you can use it for reading hardbacks or paperbacks while you're knitting. You can also use it for holding open your knitting pattern books. So for example, the yoke pattern book you have, I would have a really hard time keeping that open and knitting from it. I wouldn't necessarily want to photocopy the page because I'm too lazy for that life. So I would use a book bone and hold it open. If you are a sewist, it is something you can just set right on the quilting pattern or the sewing pattern and hold it down while you're tracing. Not endorsed in any kind of way, just super duper like it. It tied into something that we were talking about last time. So if you did want to give reading and knitting a try, try a book bone.
Does it say, and it's a jar opener?
And it's a jar opener, yeah.
Wow.
You can take it out of the, you can wrap the whole thing around a jar lid and for traction.
These days I need one of those, so it's
I've
already
heard-
in my cart.
What I want to know is, if you can hit somebody with a rubber hose and it doesn't leave a mark, can I just thwack somebody with one of these and not leave a mark?
I think that it would leave a mark.
I would think
It's pretty solid.
it has some heft to it, so it would probably leave a mark.
It's pretty solid.
But
Just saying, I didn't know that about a rubber hose either.
I could imagine if you hit somebody hard enough, it would leave a bruise. It would bruise me. I bruise pretty easy.
No, rubber hoses, they leave like a welt, but not a specific mark. Also,
wanna know.
also a pillowcase full of full of soap bars.
I'm not even going to ask how you know
No,
that.
we don't want to know. Moving on. Moving on. So,
Old army stuff.
Okay. So we have LIS Day things coming up on April 29th.
Yep.
We also have Kentucky Sheep and Wool, May 20th and 21st. Are we going both days, or are we just going one day?
I bet we end up there both days. Because we have friends coming in from out of town.
Yes, that's fair. I'm not mad about that.
I am more than happy to go both days. I fully intend on going Saturday, and then we'll probably go back on Sunday. Kind of, honestly, depends on the weather. Depends on...
True. If
what-
it's
what-
hot as Hades, I'm not going twice.
If it, yeah. If I go and have a fall down and swipe my debit card on the way too many times,
Yeah.
I may not return on Sunday to the scene of the crime. But I probably will.
And then we have our mini meetup July 28th and July 30th. Well, it's July 29th and 30th.
Yes.
We will probably travel on the 28th. Up in Hoffman Estates.
Yes.
Up near Chicago. So, I think that's what we got planned.
Are we taking, I hope we are we taking all of the 28th to, like, yarn crawl our way up there?
And we can. I took the day off.
Okay. I would like to.
Going adventuring.
Just coffee and yarn all the way up.
I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it.
I'm good to
I still want to try 2 grande nitros.
Highly recommend it. Not.
Will you share your nitro story?
Well, sure. Lindsay and I went to IKEA when nitros first came out. So we stopped at
Several years ago.
a Starbucks on the way out of IKEA, and I'm ordering drinks, and I order her a grande nitro, and I said, I want a venti. And the guy goes, we don't sell ventis because they're so full of caffeine. I said, well, then I want 3 grande nitros. 1 for Lindsay and 2 for me. We were not out of Ohio, and my heart was racing, and I had the shakes.
Because she already finished.
And she's
one
driving.
grande.
And I'm
Yes.
driving the car. Yeah. And I'd already finished one really quick because it was hot that day.
And we regularly drink coffee. It is
do.
nothing for us to drink a whole pot by ourselves, still go out and get more coffee.
Absolutely.
It
I
is
did it
the
this morning.
water of our life.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of caffeine in a nitro, apparently.
Turns out.
She was a little,
And rather than being horrified by that story when Netta told me, I was like, I want to see if I can drink 2 grande nitros.
it wasn't a cautionary tale for Tasha.
No, it was an endorsement.
It was a dare.
It was a challenge. The gauntlet, the grande cup was thrown down. The gauntlet has been thrown.
I would wait to finish that second one by the time you got home, just in cases.
Heck no.
Okay. I
drank that first one so fast.
Well, I
And
might
then
not.
that second one just, literally, I said, here, put this in the back and grab me the other one. And I started drinking the second one.
I wouldn't try to keyhole it like a frat boy. No judgment. But didn't you also get home and your husband was like, I have a surprise for you?
And he had gotten me a Starbucks.
And there was a nitro in the
Another
fridge.
nitro. And she was like, I think I'm going to have to wait on that.
But I just put it in the fridge.
But right after you told that story, Starbucks now has it's like a cinnamon caramel nitro. And I'm like, the time is right. It's meant to be. I can handle
And
2
that
of
would
these.
probably be like my favorite, I think. I've not tried it yet, but
Maybe we should go try one.
yeah, that would be my favorite.
Dose.
Are you crazy? Crazy.
Can I get just to mess with them, I'm going to ask for a Trenta and see what happens.
I will not give it to you.
They better not.
I think there's a liability thing.
Maybe
there
they
with how
will.
much caffeine is in those.
We'll have to test this theory out.
Like when they serve alcohol and you have to, as the server, you have to monitor how much they've consumed because the bar itself is actually kind of liable if something happens because they overserved. So they were worried they were going to overserve you caffeine.
Yeah, apparently.
Her heart would have
It just
exploded.
makes me want to try it more.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do you, boo-boo.
I've never had my heart race like that. Ever.
I did one time back in my workout days. I took pre-workout before going to the gym, and it was a leg day, and I could not, like, it wasn't a cardio day in any kind of way, and I could not get my heart rate to come down. Like, it was in the 140, 150 range, and I'm usually like a 60 beats a minute kind of girl, so that scared me. I actually did stop taking that. I did not take that as a caution, or as a... That wasn't a challenge. Like, once that happened, I was like, I'm done with the pre-workout. But I used to, in my Army days, I've always been a caffeine fiend anyway, but I went through x-ray training through the Army, and so we would get up at 5 a.m., we would go do physical training for an hour and a half, and we'd be in the classroom by 7:30. And then we stayed in the classroom learning nonstop from 7:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon. So when you think about most people that go to college, you have like maybe 2 or 3 2-hour classes in a day, but this was just relentless. So every 2 hours we would get a 10-minute break, and we could go down to a little shopette that they had in the academy building, and we would really need to stay awake for all the learning we were doing, because they also condensed 2 years of civilian schooling into 6 months.
Ooh.
So we'd grind, you get those no-dose tablets at the gas station, so we'd powder those up and stir them into our coffee, and we'd play card games for energy drinks, and so I haven't found my threshold yet. I'm wondering if 2 nitros is it. That's why I want to try it, because...
okay, well, I mean, at least you know by then.
I will watch you do it.
You'll supervise.
Yeah, I will watch you do it.
I do not currently have a heart condition or any adverse medical reasons not to do it, I will say.
Oh, well. At least you can do it among friends, and then, you know, we can make sure we get you help if need be. All right.
Get her a croissant. She's gone too far.
She needs something on her stomach.
How do you pull yourself back from too much caffeine, do you think?
I don't know. Do you
I have no
drink
idea.
a lot of water? I don't know.
Like, I mean, I can, like, I can Waffle House my way out of a drunk, you know?
Waffle House.
But,
Don't even have to be drunk. I do love a
well,
Waffle
no,
House.
I love it anyway, but I'm just saying, like, you can...
Waffle House. Dinner?
You can pull it back. I do. Ugh. I love... My family, like, sends... When we're traveling and stuff, we send just a picture of the plates, and everybody knows as soon as you see that brown rim around the plate, I'm like, you're at the Awful Waffle.
Yes, you are.
I love it. It's not even that it's good food, objectively speaking. Like, it's not the best of anything you've ever had, but you know exactly what you're getting when you go.
Yep.
And there might be dinner and a show.
You never know.
I saw the meme. No, it's not a meme. It was on social media. The little girl that worked at the Waffle House, that somebody threw a chair at her, and she, like, caught it with the back of her hand, and
It's crazy.
I missed that one.
All right.
Waffle House be crazy.
Do you have anything else?
I
Did we cover
think
all the
so.
things we want to
I think
cover?
We covered it all.
I don't think so.
No.
We didn't really have any future knits. You know, everybody's covering that so well. I'm seeing a lot of summer knit podcasts out there, which are really great. So I don't think we really have anything original to offer on that.
No.
Which is totally
well
fine. My mind is more on sock knitting, and you know, I still have that 52 weeks of socks. I'm really enjoying that follow your path. So I know last time I was like, I'm going to knit that whole book, and then I find like one sock pattern that's not even from that book, and I want to make a million of them. And sometimes it be like that.
Yeah.
And it's my knitting, so I can do it because I'm the boss of my knitting. I'm not letting anybody down. Who cares which socks I knit?
Right.
Just me.
I still try to knit a sock a month, but usually it's just
So right now you're
self-striping.
you finish the sweater, you have a hat, you have socks, you're doing the shawls. You're waiting on garments to do the tee, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on some yarn to do the garment.
Okay. And that's kind of your whip threshold, so you won't stack another sweater or anything like that on, right?
I won't have 2 sweaters on the go, no.
Okay. And you consider that to be a sweater?
The tee?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so maybe I won't have 2 garments on the go. Like,
Okay.
accessories, I'm fine with.
If it was pants, if it was knit breeches.
I can go with knit, no breeches.
Me neither. But if it was hypothetically, would
Still
you?
no. That's a garment
Okay.
of sorts.
Okay.
Not that I'm going to knit a pair of breeches. If you want to knit breeches, go right ahead. Not this girl.
Not me either.
No, I don't think that would work out. I think I'd be threadbare in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Netta, didn't you say you're doing, speaking of socks,
The Helen Stewart.
and so I hadn't heard of that before you mentioned it, which I don't know how. Every now and then I find these, like Tammy Gore you shared the other day. If y'all have not heard of Tammy Gore, because somehow that missed me. Like,
me too.
I had not seen
Love
her
her patterns.
designs. Everything's beautiful. I want to knit it all, and had never seen her before. So I was really glad you shared that. And Helen Stewart I've heard of, mostly from the Advent. That was the designer of that really beautiful, what was that?
My
anthology
throw.
throw.
Yeah.
And the habitation that
And
she
the
put.
habitation
And the
throw I did
habitation.
last year. Yeah, she does a whole
So is
Christmas
it mystery? So the sock thing you've signed up for, what is that? 'Cause I'm not familiar.
It's called
Secret
Sock Society.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there are, I think it's 4 or 5 pair. It's in my library because I've already signed up for it. It's the 5th time she's done it. And there will be 5 patterns. And the first one will release on May 4th. And the last one is October 5th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes, May the 4th be with you as well.
Also with you.
So I've looked
Watch out
back
for the
to
revenge of the
see. I'm really nervous about cabling in a sock just because the needles are so small. It's just one of those things I have. But I looked back at the last 4 years, and there's a couple cabled socks, but not a lot. There's a lot of textured socks.
Boldly go, Annetta, boldly go.
Yeah, so I'm planning on it. I'm going to do them. So, 5 patterns, and I can have 5 pairs of socks for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Gift knitting.
Yep. It'll be part of my gift knitting this
I
year.
think we'll have to do a gift knitting episode at some point.
Yeah, especially because I am I don't know if I'm literally a slower knitter, but it takes me a lot longer to get things done just because of lifestyle and choices and whatever. So I need to start soon, like definitely by July. If I'm knitting for someone, it has to be an intention. I need to have already purchased the yarn. I need to know what it's going to be. I would love to do.
I usually make a list starting, I'll probably start the next month or two.
Yeah, me too.
Make a list.
I'll have my list made.
Write down the names of the people that I want to knit for, and then find the pattern that I want to knit for them.
That tends to make me more successful at it, to plan it this far out, because I like being a selfish knitter. Like, I love giving knits away, but I don't like waiting until the end of the year and then every single thing I'm working on is for somebody else.
Yep.
I like being able to have at least one thing that is for my own joy, that, I extra loved that yarn or that pattern or whatever. So being able to space it out over the course of the year helps.
December 1st, I start my Advent, because I usually do an Advent calendar, and that is what I knit on every day. I do it daily. I actually open the night before so I can wind it for the next day, but I knit that color that day, and that is what I knit for myself. Last year I did an Advent calendar and a sock Advent, and I did my stripes that way. And that was really fun. But I always end up with like a hat or something that I gotta whip out real quick. But
that last minute, whatever.
I'm gonna really try not to do that just so I can knit my 2 Advents. Well, I have an Advent already ordered, and then I want to order the same Advent sock, but we'll talk about that in another episode. But I try to have my knits done by December, like the big bulk of them. Like, there'll probably be a pair of socks I gotta whip out, or a pair of... I'm gonna knit a pair of socks in December anyway, so I'll knit that, or a hat, or a pair of fingerless mitts. I think I knit a bazillion of them last year. But December 1st is usually, I'm like, okay, I worked really hard all year.
Right.
Now it's my time to knit on what I want to knit.
I finished last year. That was the end of the first week.
Yeah.
In December, I was done with the last pair of socks. And they were kid socks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had it all done ahead of time.
I think that's really good. I'm jealous of that. I want to do that because it sounds really nice to have December being the holiday season and just in a more relaxed kind of knitting. Like, it's just all for your enjoyment. And you can kind of enjoy what's going on without stressing about.
Well, and the way I feel is if I don't have it done by then they're going to get a purchase gift because I'm not going to spend December stressing. I used to. I would knit up until the last minute. And I don't do that anymore. It's too stressful. I don't enjoy the holiday.
I start pretty much, but I also do them for birthday gifts or Mother's Day and things like that. So, or just because.
You're also a fiercely quick knitter.
I already have Christmas presents purchased.
Oh, I'm not that far. My row by row will probably go in I have a drawer in my craft room office that I put gifts in. Like, if I'm not quite sure who they're for, or if I know who they're for, I'll put a little tag, like my handmade by Lindsay Ann tags on them with their name on it, so that after I block them and they're all nice and pretty, there's lavender in there. So put it in there, and then come Christmas, I just pull it out, wrap it up, off it goes.
Love that.
So that's what I'm trying. I don't know who these are yet. They're somebody's. Not mine, but...
So do you knit a heel in them? Like, do you just knit them to a size and then you know that they're somebody's because it's the right size for them? Or do you do an afterthought heel and...
No, I put a heel in, and as I'm knitting the foot...
It comes to you?
I decide then who they're going to be for. Like, I'll make a list probably. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. Make a list of who the people I want to knit for, what I want to knit for them.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can start looking, because I might need to get different sock yarn. Oh, darn.
Oh, no.
Because I have, y'all, everybody has yarn in their stash. They're like, oh no, this is for me.
Yeah,
this is not a gift. This is for me. I have quite a few of those skeins right now. I've kind of knit out the ones that I'm like, oh, these would be great gifts.
That's awesome, though. I mean, that you've been able to do that. That's a big milestone to have your stash kind of, at this point, cultivated down.
Well, that's like the hand-dyed
self-striping
that I enjoy. I have some more commercial yarns, which I'm fine with using that as gift knitting.
It's easier for the recipient.
Yes.
The care is always easier.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll write it down. One of these days I'll go look real hard in my stash and see what I got.
We need to do that this week so that when we go to local yarn store day, we can be shopping for others and then it's not actually our yarn budget.
Yep, that's true. I have like, oh, this is gifts.
I'm
Doesn't
getting the
come out of
evil
my
eye.
budget.
That is financial science.
Yeah. Well, I've already got... So I'm looking for yarn for...
That comes out of the Christmas budget.
Right. I'm looking for yarn for a hat that looks like an archery target. So it's the white with black lines, and then it's red, blue, yellow.
Like a Where's Waldo hat, but in archery colors?
No, it's like an archery target like they use for NASP. Maybe we'll throw a picture up of the archery target. But there is a hat on Ravelry. I found it. And now I just have to find the right colors of the
mini
blue.
skeins or whatever to make it.
It's a DK weight,
Okay.
so I think I'm just going to go ahead. I might actually... I've been looking at the Cascade 220 because the superwash, because it's kind of a DK light worsted.
Yeah, you can knit it that way.
And I was going to make it for Eliza, but I'll probably have enough to make a second one. And who knows, if I like knitting it, I might knit it for other archer people that we know. But it's so hard. Well, one, we all know how I feel about picking colors. Granted, I know what colors I need, but it's so hard to pick because I want them to be the right colors.
They're kind of primary colors, aren't they?
Yeah, but
there's so many reds, there's so many blues,
and
there's so
on
many
the
yellows.
screen, is it going to be the right color?
Right.
So, I might...
That might be an
I might
in-person
look.
thing.
Yeah, I might look while we're at some of the other places.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. We should
Is that
probably
it?
interrupt.
I think she needs a little Robin Hood hat. I have a pattern from, it was Jared Flood did it for Classic Elite, and it's like this cute little beanie with like a little flap, but if it's kind of gartered. It's structured. I'll put a picture on the screen and I'll show you, but you could like kind of knit it in green as a little nod. A little red feather, little Robin Hood hat.
I think this is a brilliant idea. I am down for that.
So,
Okay, we'll have to look that one up too.
Yeah, that'd be
But we'll probably need assistance on the colors for the archery hat. Just
we can hunt for that this
yeah,
weekend.
that'll be something good
Yeah.
to hunt for.
Yep, we can do that.
I mean, it's not that hard. The colors are easy. But I went to one website and I could find some of the colors I needed, and then the other colors were at some other place, and I'm like, I
know.
don't want to pay shipping for
I'm the same way.
all these different places.
If I can't get it all at one place.
Right, and I kind of wanted to keep it all the same because I couldn't find it all in one yarn, and I was like, well, hell's bells. Yeah, today is not that day, so I did not order that yet. So I think that's what I'm going to look for. I always look for self-striping, so.
I think one of the gift knits I'm going to do are shawls for the granddaughters.
Yes.
They have been raiding my shawl drawer.
Oh.
And they wear them outside when it's cool, or they want to wrap their babies up with them and put them in their strollers and stuff. So I finally I've been hunting for like the one skein shawl pattern. I don't want it to be pure garter. I don't want it to be pure stockinette because both of those will bore me. So I did find a pattern the other day that has a little bit of mosaic knitting and garter in it and stuff. And so I think it's called a Mommy and Me shawl. It
sounds familiar.
I can tell you because I did buy it. I think I'm going to use it for the girls. Oh, Like a Kid Again. And it is garter and mosaic.
That'll be adorable.
I don't know if I can see that or not. So I can basically use like 3 colors and swap it out amongst all 3 girls.
That'll be cute.
So that way I won't be like having to buy 8 skeins of yarn. I can buy like maybe 4. So that's going to be one of their,
and I like
that'll be a Christmas present.
I love that as siblings, it makes them all kind of connected. Yeah, like it's part of a collection.
Yeah, and I could technically knit one for my daughter-in-law. And even for the new baby, I could knit like a Sharky Pie maybe in that same color.
Or you could just knit one for her to have when she gets bigger.
Yeah. And then they can have like family photos made in shawls.
I can't. An infant in a shawl, I can't handle it.
I knit one of those for Eliza when we went to Rhinebeck. One of the Sharky Pies.
She had a Sharky Pie, and she was what?
That's
2?
so stinking cute.
Yeah,
I just can't.
Yeah. They love that. I mean, they love it. They go in there and they go, "Can I have a shawl? Can I have a shawl?"
And how do they wear them? Do they just like wrap it around? What do
they
do?
Actually we've got figured out how to like wrap it around and like tie a little knot so that it goes over their shoulder so it stays on.
Yeah.
And then every now and then they'll just take it off and put it over their baby and
there you go.
Go off and play with them. But they've been very good with them. They haven't dragged them across the ground outside. They know they're mine, and they know they need to take. And I don't let them have like my big ones because they're too big. These are more like small, either 1 or 2 skein shawls that they're.
Maybe this is how little baby knitters are born. Maybe like now that they're playing with the shawls as they get older, they'll be like, I wish I had a shawl of my own.
The 2 oldest have asked to learn to knit. And they have sat in my lap and knit, but I don't think they're quite there yet.
They're still pretty
But I'm going to teach them to finger knit.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
I think we're going to do that first. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a summer project with them.
Love that. That was how I learned. My grandma taught me to keep me busy. It was that summer, the O.J. Simpson trial was on Court TV, and my grandmother is a Court TV nut. Which I am too. Like, I don't want to be a gossip, but I do want to be nosy, and so it totally scratches that itch. So she taught me to knit just to keep me busy. In fact, when I went and visited her, I was knitting on the garter marler recently, and we were watching the Murdoch trial.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
I listened to that podcast.
30 years later, we are still knitting and watching crime scene stuff. But that sucked me in. I had strong opinions from.
Oh, there's a whole podcast you need to find on Spotify. The Murdaugh Murders podcast.
All right.
And it's pretty intense. Like there is so much more. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sure.
You want to listen to it?
I'm sure.
Trust me.
That is totally. I don't have to tell you. Like that's totally my jam. So, all right. Well, on that note, on the murder note.
Time.
On the note of murder, we will film at yarn stores.
Yes.
And
we'll post where we are on Instagram.
We'll venture. So if you see us out and about, say hi.
Please do.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Leave us a comment.
We'll try to get to them. I'm trying each day after work to come home and comment on YouTube if I see comments.
Yep.
In between picking kid up and
Yep.
the things that one does after school.
And we also have a Ravelry group where the show notes are also listed there. And there's a little intro thread. We'd love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't bite. We're just normal, everyday people that like to knit together and want to offer you a seat at the table. So come chat with us, Ravelry or Instagram or in the YouTube comments below, and we'd love to talk to you.
So we are on Instagram as ALTKnits_podcast. And then we each have our own Instagrams.
Mm-hmm.
I am Lindsay Ann, LandSeyAnn0613. And
I am Tasha_knits.
are you
I think I'm AL Themer.
ALThemer? ALTHEMER. So you can find us there too.
Yep.
Mine is usually of Hammy Dog and Eliza and knitting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm pretty trash at updating my Ravelry, so if you ever have any questions about anything that we talk about as far as my knitting or patterns or whatever on here, and I haven't addressed it somewhere else because I probably haven't, just message me. Like, I'm more than happy to answer. It's just me getting distracted mostly.
It happens.
Yeah.
Life
When
happens.
when I'm done with the knitting, I'm done. So I just don't go back and put the information in.
Yes. And we are on Ravelry, like they said.
Mm-hmm.
Our group is ALTKnits Podcast. And I am Lindsay Ann on Ravelry.
I'm Anatat.
And Tasha Knits again, right?
I think so. Yeah, Tasha's knits. So
Yep, Tasha's Knits. So find us, friend us, like us, hang out with us, chat with us.
please like us.
Please like us.
Get back in here and love me.
That's what Hammy's saying upstairs. Come back up here and love on me. Oh well.
All right,
On that
guys.
note,
We'll see you in the yarn
see
store.
y'all
Bye,
later.
guys.